I feel a whoop coming on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, all right. We about to get this party started. Let me pin myself for y'all. No. Pin. Yay. Greetings and salutations. There's no knowing where we're going. Hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do y'all feel a whoop coming on? I feel a whoop coming on. Tonight is Ask Amber. Hey, Maggie. Hey, motherfuckers and non-motherfuckers, niggas and non-niggas. Happy Black History Month and welcome to Ask Amber. Yes, you're a mess, but say it with your chest, okay? Tonight, we will be talking about business, okay? As you may or may not be aware, I've been using my platform this week to shout out Black-owned businesses all 28 days of Black History Month. But I have recently reviewed, I shit you not, 1,200 applications, okay? I reviewed 1,200 applications. And so I would like to provide any insight because I know I am someone who will always sort of try my very best to tap into the community. And if you, by chance, apply to something that I showcase in the future, I want you to be ready. I want you to be ready. But if you're not familiar with the format, at the top of the show, I love to do a little impersonation, okay? So this is, even if you're not a business insider or want to get advice about that, this is just for funsies. This is less of a one-person impersonation, and it's more of just like, what movie is this from? Because I could probably do the entire movie front to motherfucking back, but I'll just start here. See, take a look at you and me. You chose books. Oh, I chose looks. And now I have a beautiful house, a nice husband, and you're over there teaching snot-nosed kids their ABCs. What, you want me to tell them to go to college?
I didn't go to college. I don't know anyone who did. Bunch of hippies and cesspool salesmen.
Don't sneer at educated people, Mr. Wormwood. If you were sued by someone, heaven forbid, for selling a filthy car, the lawyer who defended you would have gone to college too.
What car? Sued by who? Who you been talking to?
No, nobody. Well, I can see we're not going to agree, are we? See, I probably fumbled some lines, but yes, it's the ever popular Matilda. I want to say that when we think about Matilda, we sometimes don't think about who the real stars were. We go straight to Matilda. We go straight to the Trunchbull. But I think we need to really tap in to Zinnia Wormwood's logic, okay? Now, she was a horrible mother. I'll give her that. I remember she was doing her hair. It's like, dearest pie, how old is Matilda? 4. I'm 6.5, mommy. 5 then. I'll be 6 in August. She's a horrible mother. But her confidence, her logic, her theories about some things actually hit. If you go back and tap in, they actually hit. I liken her to like a Tracy Ellis Ross. It's like, you chose books, or I chose looks. I'm not saying that she's not. Tracy Ellis Ross is not smart. But yes, we stand Zinnia Wormwood. We love Miss Honey as well, but Zinnia is who we all need to give a second chance. Okay. I have some people on the call right now. So what we're going to do, the wig is giving for the first time ever. Maybe not. I have some people on the call, so I'm going to let a couple callers in. And then I do have some questions ready to go in the event that, some people might not want to be vulnerable. If you are somebody whose business application was denied, I would love if you called in. We can do a one-on-one. I love open dialogue. I am actually a very nice person, contrary to what y'all see with Ben. But Ben is, he's a special someone in my life. I think we got a caller. We got a complicated order. Y'all remember Bone Quickly? Hello?
Hi.
Hello. What is your name, friend?
My name is Courtney Thompson.
Courtney Thompson. Welcome.
You gave my whole government name. I probably shouldn't have done that, but that's all right. That's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. So Courtney, what brings you here where are you joining us from? So people can shout out what cities they're joining us from. And then what brings you in tonight?
I'm from Chicago. Right in the same city. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm in the South Loop. Yeah, don't come and find me. But you can't because no one plowed. Anyway.
Whew.
But yeah, I didn't submit because I didn't have my stuff together.
And that great. I don't actually need to
So
comment on that. Excellent. Keep going.
no, that's fine. I had some personal stuff going through, but I was like, this would be really cool, like if I had my stuff going together, but life happens. So I guess like, you know, how do you prepare? How do you be proactive for things that just come so that if life does smack you down, that you could just be like, it's shit right now this week, but I still have my shit ready.
Courtney, that is a phenomenal question to start our show. So why don't you talk to me a little bit about your business? Just give me like a 30 seconds, like what your business is or what your brand is.
So yeah, Courtney Tom Creations is my brand. I create canvas art for your everyday need, wherever that needs to be. I'm a canvas artist. I use acrylic and paint, acrylic and oil paints, and that really could be whatever your dream is. It doesn't have to be on the canvas. It could be really anywhere. So I really consult with you on what that dream could be, but I really want to create joy in that process. So I meet with you and talk about what you want for your occasion or your piece, and then we talk about things from there.
And what would you say would be the most ideal situation where somebody would hire you? Think pie in the sky. For example, my most ideal situation is that Netflix wants me to be on a mockumentary show about my family, like a little bit of reality TV, but a little bit of like a docu-series. That's my most ideal. That's what I'm shooting for. What would you say your most ideal would be?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know, like, because I really want to create anything that makes people feel like their authentic selves. So when they look at my pieces, they're just reminded of themselves. So I've created like canvas art for people, but my pie in the sky is that I can create like a mural in their bedroom or like a mural for like their business. So it could be as big as that or like as little as like something in their bedroom.
I love that. So, and I only asked that because there were some applications that were submitted that I I looked at their headshot, I read their description, I watched the video, and I still didn't know what the product was. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because people don't always know what people in other professions do.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
if you work in finance, you have to explain to me like a kindergartner what you actually do and how followers could actually benefit from this platform. So there were some people that submitted application and said like, hey, my name is Courtney Thompson. I'm all about women's empowerment, female empowerment, because we need each other out here. So thank you so much for supporting me. So I would watch something like that and I would say to myself, well, how can I help you? What are you selling to people? What is the highest level? What is the exemplar that you want your brand to reach? Does that mean you collaborate with women? Does that mean you counsel women? What is the actual product? So I will say for people that I chose, it was very clear. It was like, I sell jewelry. I sell lashes because I want every one of my clients to feel beautiful, or if they can't right now, they want to fake it. That tells me I can send a follower to their page, a follower will buy lashes. That's clear for me. There were some people that were like, hey, I'm a life coach. I talk to people, they meet their goals. So I was a little unclear. Mm-hmm. So I think for you, the best thing you can do in explaining what you do is being very clear about what the product is. Because I work in comedy. I don't actually know what canvas art is. Is that a painting? Is it what you put on a handbag? Is it something you put on an earring? I'm kind of unsure. So I would recommend being very clear about the examples of what your content can do. Because when I go up to people and say, hey, I'm a digital content creator, because I hate the word influencer. I'm a digital content creator. My mother would be like, what does that mean? I think if I said I'm an influencer, she would be like, what does that mean? But when I go to people and say, hey, I'm a comedian, I could do everything from officiate your wedding to editing some funny sketches for your business because nobody's buying, like, you know, or it's like, I'm a yoga teacher. I teach 60-minute flows, 30-minute flows. And my goal is to show that people in regular bodies and Black bodies, we do yoga too. Boom. So that's the one.
Yep.
The two is that I would watch a video. So let's say you did the video, right? You said, hey, I'm Courtney. I do canvas art. My dream is to create a mural in someone's bedroom. Right now, the biggest thing I've done is create, you know, these arts and then cue to show the art, right? Then I say to myself, this sounds great. Let me go to Courtney's website. I would go to people's websites who were, and you know, there were tons of applicants. Some people, it really came down to the wire of like, oh, which person do I want to choose? I would go to people's websites and I would get 404 codes. I would get, you know, your video said you do life coaching, but this says you can turn $5 into 5,000. Like, this looks sketchy. I would get some weird stuff. I think if you have a good website, it has an about me section because honestly, it's 2022. People read a sign that says Black owned businesses and they say, I'm white, I'll still apply. I service this Southside community. So the way to filter through those people are to read their about me and see that picture next to their mission or whatever. And so I would go to some people's websites and they wouldn't work, or all of their product was sold out, or it wasn't clear. Like one time I went to somebody's website, I was like, this is a white business. Like, this is somebody else's website. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm being very like, the vast majority of people, that wasn't the case. But if I were you, my two biggest pieces of advice is get very, very clear. Like if you were telling your grandma what canvas art was, that's what you should use to describe what you do. Because when people work in, like, I work in consulting, I'm like, I actually literally do not know what that means. Like, do you consult corporations? Do you consult small businesses? I don't know, because people that follow me are regular motherfuckers, because that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know the upspeak. I don't know the jargon. I am self-employed. So tell me exactly what you do. So if you've seen the people that have currently been chosen, it's like, I don't want to give everybody away, but it's like, I sell jewelry because I want bitches to feel bad like a boss. I sell men's grooming products, like get specific. I run a baby ultrasound studio. I know exactly who this person's target audience is. So get really specific so that I know who your target audience is. Okay. And then the next part is get your website together, because it's like, if somebody is investing in their website, they're investing in themselves and their brand. So take as much time you need to get your website together, but make it something you're proud of. Make it something that's like, if somebody really doesn't know me, they could go to my website and learn exactly who I am. Yeah. Cool. Okay. That was a mouthful. I got a couple more callers in the chat, but how does that information feel?
Feels good. Thanks for bringing up my grandma. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Listen, because people don't know, because that's how people be bullshitting. They be like, well, I do art. I'm also a rapper. I also make content. I also have a studio. I manage a couple of DJs. And you're like, what's the business? Well, you're just having fun. Right.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I'm a career coach. That's how I pay the bills. So I'm with you.
Be with me. Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Courtney.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye, friend. I will see your application next time.
I got you.
All right, friends. Yes. Please sound off in the comments. If I'm way off, correct me, because I feel like I'm talking to y'all like friends. This is an ecosystem. There's no direction to what they're doing. Yes, people sometimes think that it's really cool to list every fucking thing they do, but it's hard when it's like, but now I don't know what you do at all. So when people are like, hey, I'm a fitness coach, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a faith influencer, I'm like, which one of these businesses should I send people to? Because it's confusing. It's all over the place. We got a couple more people joining us in the chat. So let's bring in another friend. Let's talk about business because we love business and we want our business to be great. Hey, hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for letting me join your live.
Absolutely. What's your name, friend?
My name Audrey, friend.
Hey, Audrey. Where are you joining me from?
Houston.
Okay. Yep. I hear it.
Yeah.
I was like, you are not in Chicago, and we love to see it. Audrey, welcome to the show. Talk about it. What's going on?
So I had submitted my business. We sell vegan hair care products to your 28 days of Black-owned businesses. So yeah, I was just calling to get some more insight. I love the feedback actually, because feedback always are able to build you up to see next time when you do things like this, what could you do better? So when I seen that you was on here saying that, I was like, well, let me ask because I need to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And these things happen all the time. Like I really do sit down with a calendar and say like, okay, Juneteenth is coming up. Maybe I could do a week of this again because I did get a lot of people. So let me just type you in real quick, Audrey. It was Virgin Hair Care.
It's vghair.care.
vghair.care. Now, before I look it up, did you submit the video and the...
Yes, but I did pay attention to how other people did their videos, and I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I could have been more, not necessarily like commercial based, but how I pretty much do our TikToks and Reels. I really enjoyed the lady that did the jewelry, how she came in and was talking, and then it showed her jewelry and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that's dope. I enjoyed the man that owned their beard oil as well. I was seeing how he did it, even pulling in his son into the matter. So I was like, okay, this what we normally do, but I was trying to hurry up and get it done and making sure that I met the deadline.
Well, you know what, Audrey? I think you just answered your own question because I do have here, I said, I'm clear about the business, but I need a little bit more energy and zest.
Yeah.
I have that note here. And I'm not going to play your video. Like, that's unnecessary. But you know what? A couple of things. I'm going to take notes. So every time I try to do something like this, I also try to take notes on things that I could do better.
Okay.
So one thing that I want to make clear to people next time is that the video you submit is the video that will be showed to people.
Yeah.
I will do a better job about saying that next time because it was very, because some people were sent me a video of them in their mask. I was like, I don't think people actually understand that this video is going to be used. And I assumed because
for promotion.
I assumed, well, I'm just one of those people that every single time I submit something, because I'm an actor, right?
Yeah.
I say to myself, this is the tape that the director is going to see. So let me send what I want Spike Lee to see,
Yeah, yeah.
And so some people said, like, I need to just hit the deadline. This came up really, really quickly. Like, let me just send her something, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And so I think a note for you is send your best. Whatever's popping on the Reels and the TikTok, send me that.
Yeah.
Because think about how hard it is to watch, like, hundreds of videos.
Right. No, I definitely understand.
So you be watching, you're like, hey, I sell hair. Hey, I sell candles. Hey, I sell body butters. And then you're like, hey, what's up? I do this, that, because I believe. And then you're like, yep, let me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think we're in a good place. And I just want to challenge you next time to send me all of your energy. Because when people did stuff like have their kids in it, have their dog in it, that woke me up. Because it wasn't just me either. I had a team of some friends come over, some amazing Black girls. And so we just watched all of them. And it got to a point where we were just like, we can tell in the first 5 seconds that we're not going to go with this person. Like, let's just move on to the next person.
Right.
So, and then there were times where we were like, oh, cheers, y'all. This we got to put this one on. So I want you to make a video next time that you're proud of. And I mean, you know, make it now. Your TikTokers want to see that. Your Instagrammers want to see that. Like, what you do best. I want to see, you know what people really want to see for hair stuff? They want to see befores and afters.
Yeah,
like,
and so that's what I was planning on doing, like a whole reel of our reviews and stuff. But I definitely like, because I started my business because my daughter lost her hair to a bacteria infection. So I created me and my business partner. We actually is a Black-owned, family-ran business. So I wish now that I incorporated all of that into it, because you would have got to see my daughter, get to see my family, like run the business, how we doing it. So that's what I'm gonna start doing now, since now it's like when I seen what you was looking for, I said, oh, we do this all the time. So I'm like, okay, now I got it. But
right.
I had to do actually I had to do another video. So I brought her into the video this time from learning from what I did with you. So I brought her into the video, and she was in there with me, just showing how her hair has grown. Because in 30 days from us creating this growth thought, we were able to grow all her hair back. I had cut my hair because she was feeling self-confident about herself. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to cut my hair, and we're going to build this confidence together and go on this hair journey. And that's the whole reason.
And you know who would like that? Company. A bald-headed bee like me. We love that stuff. Because, Audrey, when it comes down to it, two businesses can do the exact same thing, right?
Yeah.
Two people. You know, think about it. Think about how many people submitted that they sell hair. Hello. A lot of people submitted that they sell hair care products, okay?
Right.
I'm not even going to flex. Because we're a Black community. Our hair care products are not in the mainstream.
Right.
So you could say, I sell bundles. This is our brand. Or you could say, I sell bundles because my daughter lost her hair. Which story you probably going to go with? You're like, oh, look. Like,
my daughter lost her hair.
People feel more invested when they hear that story. So next time, because there has to be a next time, because I'm literally running out of energy. I was actually very grateful for this campaign because I don't have no energy right now. I'm like, ooh, these 28 people just saved me one TikTok a day. Like, I just thought about that. So next time you submit, show me that whole family. You don't have to put, you don't have to force your child in it, but tell this story right here in your video. And I promise you, Iris knows because she was there. She was helping us decide. Sell your story, because that's why people want to hear about y'all.
Yeah, and I agree. That's what I'm going to do more now of, and I'm going to try to figure out a way to make it visually aesthetic for people to sell that story. Because, you know, it's true. It's really what happens.
It's not fake.
Yeah.
People can tell when it's fake, too. It's not fake.
And that's why I incorporated the things that I incorporated in the company about self-care, self-awareness, self-confidence, giving affirmations to speak about for your hair, and as well as rose quartz and amethyst we give as well in the our packaging. So yeah, I'm excited.
Well, drop your handle, and I appreciate you calling in and asking for feedback, because people don't like to take feedback anymore.
Yeah, I need
it. The feedback that I'm taking from you is that I'm going to put on that form, this will be seen by tons of people. Send me your best. Hey, little one, what's your name?
Ahmad.
Hey, Ahmad. How you doing?
Good.
They help me sell hair care products as well.
We
go to vendor events, and I put they VG on their shirt, and they'll help me sell products. So they learning about business as well.
Not a young entrepreneur. We love to see it. Well, you keep making your mama some money now.
Right, make me that money. Okay.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Audrey, for calling in. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I appreciate it too.
All right, bye, friend.
Gratitude. Bye-bye.
We love to see it. I'm not sure. This is a random aside. I'm gonna get to some other people in the chat in a minute. But one, we love a powerful conversation. Two, did y'all see that lady on Twitter this week? I don't even run in Black Twitter, but to give you a little bit of context, she posted something like, we had a budget for $135,000, and this candidate just quoted us at $85,000, and know your worth. I didn't have the bandwidth to tell her she should have asked for more money, but she should just know, essentially. Well, I'm just going to assume the candidate was Black, because as Black people, we undersell ourselves all the time. But I am so sick of this rhetoric about I didn't have the bandwidth to explain to somebody why they messed up. I'm sick of it. And if you don't have the bandwidth, get off of Beyonce's internet, because that is not okay. Like, if you want to have a platform, make the bandwidth or be out. Now I don't have the bandwidth to read a whole comment section, because who is that really helping? A comment section might be for the people to entertain each other. But if someone is genuinely asking me for advice, I have the bandwidth. So, and I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal, but like, don't be that person. Don't be that person. Even sometimes with white people, I'm like, you know what? I could let this slide, or I could pull my in-law or whoever to the side and say, like, I want to explain in 30 seconds why what you just said is actually a little bit harmful. Insert doot. Because that conversation just saved my child a headache 7 years from now. You know? Now, if it goes rogue, fine. That's fine. But you do not have to get on the internet and tell people you don't have the bandwidth to help them. That's unnecessary. We'll talk more about that later, but that's unnecessary. It's just plain unnecessary. Oh, we got a lot of great people in the chat right now. I see a gentleman. Let's talk to the fellas for a second. Be kind to people. Hello.
Hey, Amber, how are you doing?
I'm doing
Hold on.
well. What's your
Hold on,
name?
listen. I'm Javon. I'm sorry. I'm from Atlanta, so you know.
Come on, Hot Atlanta.
Yeah, look, let me set it up, because I'm up here doing crafts and all types of other stuff while listening to you, like you listen to a podcast. I just want to say really quickly, congratulations on the baby. Me and you always see each other DMs, because like you were really one of my little highlights that I enjoy seeing.
Oh, thank you so much.
So congratulations, and you having the Aries. So as a part of the Aries community, we thank you.
You know, we'll see. I've been reading some stuff about how the baby might come early, but I think it's going to be, when does Aries start?
Aries starts about April. I want to say April 9th.
Okay. We'll see. I might have Aries, but I might have a Pisces. I'm a Pisces.
Okay, well, then that's probably where we have the connection, because Pisces and Aries, we feel off each other's energy. Like, I got you. I get it. But I just wanted to say real quickly, because I know other people are in this chat, they probably want to say some things to you. I worked in crisis management for 17 years. Some of the advice that you're giving, you know, your followers is very, very spot on when it comes to branding and wanting to show your best self. And just to reiterate what you said, one of the things that is my pet peeves that I would see in the past when, you know, makeup artists, hairstylists, I would say, well, give me your portfolio. If you want to work with my client, I have no problem. You know, I love about bringing in new people, fresh talent, but it would be like, oh, well, you could just go to my Instagram. Well, I'm looking at your Instagram, and it's 2 pictures of you eating some hot Cheetos. It's a picture of you doing a TikTok. It's not a full representation of whatever brand that you're representing. And no matter if you're a small business or a large business, other people that want to do some type of level of partnership or invest some real money into you, they're constantly looking at that. And I also would love to say this, because I think you didn't mention this. Any business that is presenting itself to you, because I worked in crisis management, this has always been one of my biggest pet peeves. Is that make sure you kind of clean up your past. And what I mean by your past, it's like knowing exactly like, okay, if I'm about to sit here and level up or go to another level, then I can't be in the same circles. I can't go to $2 Tuesdays with y'all. I feel like you can, but don't be as visible with showing that side if you know that you're trying to put forth this beautiful brand. Like the young lady.
On social media and all that. Or just like create a different Instagram for some of those things, for sure.
For sure. Because
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What is crisis management?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Well, it's no different if I was to represent you, and let's say that you had got into a physical altercation, and you were like, okay, I need to call my publicist, and I need to call them now. Listen, this lady knocked the shit out of me, so I had to beat the shit out of her. Clean this up.
Oh.
So my job as a crisis management person was pretty much just to quickly try to remove the footage, try to see was there anybody videotaping this situation. And then when we go put you on Wendy's sofa, I've already explained to you the narrative as to I was protecting myself.
Right. This is what we're going to say. Oh, you probably have seen some messes. When I first heard you say that, I was like, is that like a suicide hotline?
No.
Oh, okay. But no. I totally understand now. Okay. Go back to what you were saying.
Which
about
part?
cleaning up your past.
Yes, cleaning up your past. And what I also mean by that is it's just one of those things where I always say, well, for myself personally, I have friends of all walks of life. I got OnlyFans friends, got friends that
Okay.
maybe may or may not be doing stuff with narcos, allegedly. You know, I got friends that do this and I got friends that do that. One of my conscious decisions that I made pretty much a good 18 years ago is that if I'm going to be in those settings with them, to always be continent of, okay, if they're on social media or if they're doing something that I know that can disrupt my brand or my client's brand, I have to mentally know, okay, well, I'm gonna have fun, but I'm gonna be in the cut. And it's no
Right.
different with you being an actress and being a first-time mom. It's one of those things where you still can go out into the cookout, but it's just like, guys, I'm on a Netflix show. We're gonna speak into existence. Because I told you, I'm really pushing for you. And I even sent a email out. Bullshit you not. I sent an email out to 2 friends that work in production. I was like, check her Instagram out because
Just check it.
she
Just
needs
review it.
she needs to be on season 2 because I keep pushing. They need to have some type of Vice on Abbott Elementary.
Right.
They
Right.
need an
So,
art
this
teacher
is why
like
I
you.
have branded myself as a little bit ratchet because it's
Mhm.
like I'm going to stand by, like, I'm professional, but it's like if somebody's like, well, this is a video of you talking about masturbation. I was like, but here's the thing, I'm a comedian. So
Right.
you can't bring this up. You ain't got no videos of me doing nothing insane.
Right.
But I am selling my authentic self in this capacity. But you're right about that, friend, because I remember when I was trying to be an AKA,
Mhm.
those girls pulled me aside and were like, all this ain't gonna work.
Right.
Take this down. And
Right.
that's tenfold when you are running your business, especially if you running, like a faith-based podcast, or you running,
And then I
life.
think
If you running life coaching, and then I go to your page and
you at Magic City, it's like, who life you coaching?
we
But
love Magic City,
we do.
but I'm not paying you to throw dollars at the club.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
I think it was also too that with people who have brands and even someone such as yourself that's an actress and a content creator, I think too is that what really kind of grinds my gears is that people kind of show too much of their life where it's kind of like, they're like, well, this is my core audience. They don't mind seeing me at $2 Tuesdays. It's like, I totally get that. But you have to mentally know, what am I going to show my audience and what am I showing my friends and family?
Yeah.
Because what end up happening here is it's kind of like sometimes you be on and your friends like, if you don't sit your ass down.
Correct.
And
good friends will pull you to the side. And Ben and I have definitely had some talks like that because, he's a 6th grade teacher. So we have had some talks where we have been very intentional about keeping everything under my brand.
My husband with a daytime job.
So it's like, okay, so let's say your principal calls you into the office for this.
Yes.
It's not posted under your name.
Right.
It's not posted under your feed.
Right.
It's all on my feed. So and I'm not saying, he ain't never really had no social media like that anyway, but I think if we were pulled into a court of law for some mess, the court would say he doesn't have an Instagram. Like, that's his wife's. We gotta split hairs with that. But you are absolutely right. I do have a couple more people on the call, but give me one more sound splash of advice before you go, because you speaking facts.
The best genuine advice that I'm going to give you is that you being a content creator, because it's going to happen when you start to get media boxes or packages and such, constantly make sure that it's on brand with you. Make sure that if you had 200, 1,000, however much that it retails for, whatever you got, to put on your social media, that it is something authentically you. Because the thing about it is that I think that bothers me sometimes, and I think we and you are of the same generation. We're kind of 80-ish kids. And it's like when we would see people do things on television, you'd be like, now why the hell is Diane Carroll selling Blockbuster videos? She don't go to Blockbuster, but the check was nice. But now, because the way social media is and technology is, we kind of really want to see the most authentic you. So So what I'm saying to you is that the checks are always going to be great. But the real scope of Hollywood is about being your most authentic self and aligning yourself with products that you actually like. Because the longevity that you'll have in your career and those brands coming to you will constantly be, because these Fortune 500 companies and these large companies, they have people like me working there. And so when we're sitting in those meetings, we're like, Amber don't like them products. She don't.
Doesn't. You let me tell you some stuff. You ain't. It's pretty much like, if a Kardashian would sell it, I wouldn't.
Right.
So you will never, because obviously this has already happened. People are in my inbox every day being like, "Hey sis, can you sell this person didn't do it, but it's likeness to this brand. Can you sell flat tummy teas?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that wouldn't even be on brand for me.
Right.
I eat potato chips and hot sauce.
Right. Because I'm still
currently
low-key kind of jealous from that box that you got from Korea, because I was like, what website is this? Because, I like to eat my snacks too. So once again,
that
it was on brand.
On brand for me.
Right.
Waist trainers, it wouldn't even be on brand for me.
Right.
Even lip gloss at this point would not be on brand. Right. But if you're a sex toy company and you're like, hey, we saw 3 videos where you talk about masturbation, can we work with you? I'm like, you know what? That's on brand.
What's on brand is brand. For you, something that will be on brand is look into companies that have sex toys for pregnancy women. Something else that's on brand for you is that I paid enough attention to you and your husband, because I noticed that you all just got a new vehicle because you're parents. So for me, it's kind of like Chrysler, Lincoln. If you guys ever decide to do a road trip, those are the type of partnerships that I would say just reach out to us, and we would love to do some type of partnership with you if you guys want to give us a vehicle. We have a vlog. We would love to post those videos about that car. Those companies will say yes, because that's a whole nother conversation for another time. That's not supposed to be on live, but
listen, the stuff that, or you know what else will be on brand? Tech.
Yes.
I buy so much technology, from ring lights to tripods to whatever. But yes, let me tell you something. That's the shit that is gonna be on brand for me. But yes, I have to go. But thank you so much. This was great.
No. Thank you. But I definitely will send you a DM, and I'll send you my direct email. If you don't ever hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.
I will.
Just send me, and I'll be like, no, yes. Look, when you was in Athens, I look, he was gonna pull up on you, but because it's a Georgian thing that you can pull up on people through social media. But your ass is in Athens. I'm like, girl, I ain't got gas.
Athens is right there. But yes, well, thank you so much, and please DM me.
Yes, I will. And congratulations again, Biden, for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, y'all. We in it tonight. Type in the chat a brand that you can see me advertising for, because you already know it's gonna be leggings. You ain't never gonna see me in no heels, not at this point. It's gonna be I did a brand deal with Crocs. They were like, you a lazy bitch, you want to work? I'm like, absolutely. Let's keep going. They didn't say that, as you know. But we got somebody here. There's so many of y'all. I love y'all so much. I'm gonna try my best to get to a couple more. Savage Fenty would be a dream. Not the lipstick. I don't want to go out that much. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name, friend?
My name is Ada, ADA.
ADA. Ada, talk to me, Ada.
Hi, so I am the founder and CEO of Boss Embroider. We are an inclusive marketing firm, so we do everything from product descriptions to event announcements to menus, and our focus is really on small businesses and nonprofit organizations. I actually recently made the switch from the nonprofit sector to the corporate sector, so I have a lot with the needs of that community.
So you said, I'm sorry, did you apply to the
Yes.
I didn't want to be rude. I was like, that name sounds very familiar. I was like, let me look her up in my spreadsheet. So let me go to you, Ada, real quick. Okay, I just cut you off. What's your last name?
Mbonu, Mbonu.
Found it. Okay, describe one more time what you do.
So I am the owner of a copywriting firm. We are inclusive. Our focus is on small businesses and nonprofits.
Copywriting. Okay, so that is like if an article needs to be reread and cleaned up.
Basically anything that you would write, any text that is used to advertise or to market is copy, and that's what I write.
What is and I'm genuinely asking because I don't know. What is an example, like literally get down to like a very descriptive example of what it is?
Blog and social media posts, any sponsored ads you see, even here on Instagram, captions, literally anything you could write to advertise a concept or a brand or a person or an event, that's what I write.
Got it. So more long text, but it can also be Instagram captions and things like that.
Yes, all of the above.
Okay, continue.
And so I'm fairly new in the business, in the entrepreneurial realm. I started the business in 2019, but I don't believe I started really getting active with it until the last year. So I work as a copywriter now professionally, which has definitely done wonders for learning and growing to help support my business. But I'm trying to figure out how to tighten up and also take people with me as I go.
Okay, so you've worked professionally as a copywriter for years on a more corporate side.
So I
and then in 2019 you founded your own company.
So I spent my 20s in nonprofit, and then it was just under a year ago that I went corporate. And now that I'm corporate, I'm working as a copywriter, which is very fulfilling. And then I started my business in 2019, but I haven't officially launched it yet. I'm putting things together, building my website, things like that. So I just want to make sure that I'm missing any big steps that will hurt me later.
Okay, so let me back up. You used to work in nonprofit.
Yes.
You now work in corporate.
Corporate marketing, yes.
Corporate marketing, doing copywriting, right?
Yes.
And you, about a year or so ago, have since created sort of like a side hustle or a freelance copyright services.
Yes.
So what is, can you still see me? Can you still see me?
Yes.
My phone got low battery. Classic. Okay. So can I read what you wrote for your brand description?
Sure.
Are you comfortable with me doing that?
Yes.
Okay. You wrote, at Boss Embroider LLC, we are creating a future in which the communication space is inclusive and social responsibility is not an afterthought. We help small businesses and local organizations elevate their marketing so their lights can shine even brighter in our communities. I don't know what that means. And so I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be cruel. I literally just have so many applications to look at that I was like, this company makes spaces inclusive. And is it marketing? It was unclear for me what the product was. So for example, I'm a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
Would I go to your, or you just brought Boss Embroider, would I go to you to help me write captions? Or would I go to you if I was hosting an event?
So yes to both. So for the event, I would write the social posts for the event. If you had a program or a menu, needed labeling, needed product descriptions, if you had maybe giveaways, I could help with any of the text related to that event.
Got it. Okay. Because in my brain, I see why that service will be very valuable. I personally am someone who's just always done that service for myself. So I'd never envisioned a world where people hire people out for that, but obviously they do. Obviously they do. And I'm not saying what your business is not valuable. I just think that if you had to explain this to your grandma or to a kindergartner, that's almost what you should have said, because I think I was just a little bit unclear. And I will say, for your individual business, get very, very specific about what you do. Like, say, hey, I'm a copywriter. So here are 3 things I see, like if you're creating content. Here are 3 things that I see that people do. And this is how I would clean up those 3 scenarios, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go up to people and be like, hey, grandma, I'm a yoga teacher. And she's like, what's that? Okay, well, here are 3 ways that I can help your hips, neck, and shoulders. Shows those 3 or whatever, you know? Because I genuinely was unclear because I just work in a different field of study or whatever. So how does that feedback feel?
That feels good. That's very helpful because I know that I have a tendency to be sometimes verbose, but sometimes I make it pretty when I just need to.
Right. I think, well, especially for this specifically, it verbose hurt you in this scenario. Now, I mean, hurt is a very violent word to use, but I think it was so broad that I didn't actually know what was going on. Like, I'll just be completely honest with you. And then I would ask myself, what would this person want my followers to do? Because I had situations where I was like, this person wants my followers to listen to their podcast. This person wants my followers to order their cupcakes. So why don't you fill in that blank for me? This person wants my followers to
come to me to write all of their
what?
Advertisements.
Write all of their advertisements.
Yes.
Now, can I ask you this? And this will be the last thing because I see some more people. Would the ideal person for your business be a business or a person?
A business.
A business. And that is why I think I was confused.
Okay.
So you should get very clear about, like, because even you explaining me to me, I was like, why would a regular person who works a 9 to 5 need you to write their captions or write their advertisements? It's like, oh, because it's for businesses. Okay. So I think you should say stuff like, we help businesses reach the people.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So most of your clients are business owners and businesses. They're not individuals.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So I would say just in the future, just make that very, very plain. Because I haven't really done any samples of like, what percentage of and this is just my following in general, what percentage of my followers are business owners versus not? Whereas I wanted things that could appeal to every single person that follows me. And not that your business is not important and not that what you do is not very, very valuable, but I would venture to say that the vast majority of my followers, I mean, I don't know, I just haven't asked. Mm-hmm. I think there are more individuals than more business owners.
Right.
If I had to just guess, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So please, in the future, if you apply again, just make it very clear who you serve. You should just say flat out, I serve businesses. Small and large, because this saying, we're creating a future in the communication space that's inclusive and social responsibility is not an afterthought, is I don't know who the target audience is for that. Whereas when this person was like, I sell beard oil, I'm like, that's clear. Yeah, you know, you got to have a beard. That's the audience. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Was this helpful? I feel like I'm running in circles. I'm sorry.
No, this is very helpful because it's, you know, I've been doing it mostly by myself. So if I think something is great, you know, you are not your audience, so I don't know.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yay. All right, bye, friend.
Bye.
I was like, I wanted to be helpful. I hope that was helpful. But yeah, when it came down to the wire, I think I really asked myself, like, could this serve the majority of the followers? And if I was unsure about what the brand did, I think I just was like, if I'm confused and I had all of these pieces of information, I know, you know, other people will be confused. So let's keep it rocking. Y'all asking some really great questions. I'm loving the energy tonight. Keep it up. We keeping it coming. Let's see who's next. We talking business tonight. And I got the bandwidth. You know, that was a callback to that earlier person. Is this person coming in? Hello? Hi. Kiki, are you with me? Okay. Before I go to the next person, I just want to read one of the questions I got earlier, which is, it says, best ways to make top tier videos without trying to be too trendy and overstimulating. That's a question. So somebody's saying like, yo, I want to make videos. I have a business. I want to make, you know, videos, but why, like, should I always do a trend? Should I not? I am a person who rarely does a trend or a challenge. You will see that once in a blue moon, because then I would be waiting on trends and challenges instead of pouring into, you know, what I like to do authentically. I know there are some people that just do trends and challenges, but it's like, if those things aren't created, then you got to be able to still create something. So I literally say, do not worry about trying to go viral, about trying to share things. Just show the people who you are, okay? Even if you're a dancer, even if you're like, but I want my dance to go viral, just dance. Like, your unique style will reach somebody, okay? So I say never try to, maybe once in a blue moon, if you're like, I have no other creative juices in me tonight, so I'm going to do this challenge, but do not try to look for the trends and to just lip sing to a song. Just show us your life. People are way more interested in who you are as a person. And I know that that's shocking, but like, I never thought people would be interested in my life at all. But I can be a crazy kooky. I can be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So don't worry about trends. Don't even worry about hashtags. Just keep creating your most authentic self. And that is why on days where I'm feeling sad, I let y'all know. I'm just like, you know what? I'm actually crying right now. And I know that I mostly make people laugh, but I'm just going to take a moment and be vulnerable today, and just see how that is received. And honestly, every time I've been vulnerable on the internet or not, I've gotten more positivity than negativity. So be yourself. We got another person right here. Don't go after trends. I mean, unless it's like a throwback Thursday and you want to post a picture of yourself, but like, don't worry about the dance challenges. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Is your name Noni?
Yes, you actually got it right in the first try.
Yay, Noni. I want to catch you. So we got 8 minutes and this will cut me off. So I'm going to be quiet.
Okay.
Why don't you ask me your first question?
Okay, my first question is, I'm starting a blog. It's completely just me, myself, and I already got it scheduled down and all that. So I'm trying to figure out, is it better to start with videos or is it better to start with articles? And I have the website, I got the domain already, paid for all of that, but now I'm just kind of like in the construction phase, I guess. But I want to have that planned out. That's question number one.
Okay, what as a consumer of those things, what speaks to you more, videos or articles?
Well, I have ADHD, so videos. The videos work
You said
better.
what?
I said I have ADHD, so the videos are definitely more absorbing for me as a person with that condition. So yeah, I would say
make videos.
Okay, cool. That helps.
I think we
sometimes
we think about like, well, what do people want? What do people want? People want what you want. And sometimes
cool.
when I am creating things, even Ben, who, you know, is an asshole, we love him, but he's great. Sometimes Ben will be like, I don't get the joke. And I'm like, I am wheezing at this thing that I just made. I'm going to post it. He's like, but I don't think it's funny. I was like, I don't care if you think it's fucking funny. It's funny to me. And I know that it's going to be funny to someone else. So I'm just going to post it. And if I am the only person laughing at this shit, that's okay. And so I think what you should do is think about like, what would I want? You just said like, I have ADHD. What helps me pay attention more is a video. So you should make videos.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I have 3 different categories, but I'm wondering if that's too many.
Okay, what are the categories? They might complement
the categories. Okay, so categories are food, life, and then beauty. I was gonna do a fourth with a topic from like the fan of like, topic of a week from a fan, but I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna cut that off because I'm like, I don't know if that's too much or not. But
Well, what
yeah,
are the well, what would life be? That's the most broad. So I don't like broad things. So
lifestyle
what's
is
life?
like, I know it's kind of wild, but lifestyle would be for me in that regard of the daily things that go on, like house stuff, your finances, like what did you do for, I don't know, taxes, like what did you do, like how did you handle this situation, the different things that go on. Oh, your
Oh, I
mom
actually
called
love
you,
that.
like stuff like that,
Okay,
like
so
life.
would your blog
Like, yeah.
what would be the, and this is not to sound mean, I'm hearing myself say it in my head, what would be the purpose of your blog? Is it tips and tricks, or is it watch me be a shit show?
So I wanted to do both, but I feel like that's too diverting. Like it's not like
Well, it's
on
hard.
the
I
same
mean,
accord.
I don't even, I'm doing that. I'm giving tips, and my life is also a shit show. But mostly I
So
show.
because I wanted to do that a little bit. I wanted to be like, okay, well, this is what works for me in the middle of the chaos. Like, to go through
Got
the chaos.
it. Okay, I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. I think what you should do is you can make things into playlists. Like when I sit here and think about like our YouTube channel, for example, which is kind of all over the place. I have some content that's just me getting my nails and hair done. And then I have some content that is me and Ben. And then I'll have some content that is me and my child. And then I'll have some our podcast content. So you can have one big umbrella and then some pockets, but one of those should be very, very clear. It's like,
Okay.
so as Burr I Am as a brand, I do have some character work, and I have some husband wife stuff, and I have some like my life is falling apart, I'm crying because I can't cook, but all of that is mostly under a comedy umbrella. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Yeah, it's like the overarching, like the subgroup, but the group above the subgroup of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I think you should do is, it's okay to have different categories, but what is the overarching thing? It's
Most
like,
likely it would be life. Yeah, it would be life in that regard.
okay.
It would be that. Yeah.
So your goal is to post like once a week, making a
My
video.
goal. Okay, so the way I set it up, the actual posts themselves twice a week.
Okay.
And then the teasers up to those posts would be the social media days of like Wednesday and then Tuesday and stuff like that as a precursor to that, and then an inspirational post on Monday and Wednesday. I like Monday and Wednesday because you have like motivational Monday and then hump day on Wednesday. Literally
Okay.
only reason.
Got it.
Yeah.
I would say less is more.
Okay.
If I were you, I got like 30 seconds to explain this to you. If I were you, I would just start posting. No teasers. Just literally get used to Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday. And I say, if you do that for up to 50 videos, then start doing teasers for things, right? Because it's like, it's hard to watch a teaser for something that we're not familiar with. Like, I remember being very scared to start my YouTube channel because I was like, it's asking for a trailer and I'm making it right now. I'm making the movie right now. I don't have no trailer,
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah.
And so I think what you should do is just make a portfolio of work and then maybe try to categorize it.
Okay, like categories after the fact. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and that
I
might not be the best advice,
too.
but I think you should
Yeah.
you should have 10 beauty videos, and then you should have 20 videos about having ADHD or the chaos or whatever, the day in the life. And then maybe you can say like, I went in with these buckets and to hell with the buckets because I just found a travel bucket. Or maybe you started with a travel bucket and then COVID happened. So it's like, I say just start dropping something every Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and then put them in categories. Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Amber. And I love everything about your accounts. It's beautiful, especially the tech sci-fi. Solid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, like, you see how that don't even make sense with the brand, but it's like, well, I'll make it funny. Let's put it in there, So just start creating consistently and then put it in buckets later, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Yay, we did it. We did it. If you are still listening to me after an hour, who the fuck are you? I really appreciate this. I hope that this was helpful in some capacity. Tonight's message is I have the bandwidth. You chose books, or I chose looks. I mean, we all know I didn't choose looks. But yes, I so appreciate y'all coming on tonight. Please DM me if you have more questions. I still have these questions right here. But we mostly got through all of them. So it's been an amazing night. I'm gonna go eat some ice cream. Bye, y'all.